Ladies and gentlemen, the day has finally come. The day that most of us 7 Days to Die fans never thought was going to happen. And that is 7 Days to Die is leaving early access. They are about to release their 1.0 version. Their PC and console Alpha 22 will now be named the 1.0 version, which is pretty damn cool, and something that, to be honest, I didn't think was happening for quite a while. Now, the FunPimps co-founder, Richard Hunick, released a video featuring loads of cool stuff, and today we're going to go over it. If that sounds good, and you are a fan of survival games, games like 7 Days to Die, and zombie titles, subscribe to the channel, because that is mainly what we do here. If you do like Bethesda titles, check out our second channel, The Space Cowboy, because we cover all things Bethesda over there. Now, this video is about 5 minutes long, and there's some really cool stuff in there. I will put the link to the full video down below, but we're going to go over the main points of it. Now, most of you, if you are 7 Days to Die fans, you will already know what the game is about. It is a sandbox zombie survival game where you can do pretty much anything and everything. It can be played solo, with friends, PvP is also available if that is your thing, and it has been in early access now for over 10 years. It first released on the 13th of December 2013. So that is a hell of a long time. 10 years in early access, and the game has come so far since its release. I remember buying it when it first released on Xbox, and I got it. I didn't have a PC when it first originally released, and then I got it on Xbox, and I was over the moon. I still remember the original image was literally just a little box fort with barbed wire around it, and I had so much fun with the game. Over the years, I've put hundreds, if not thousands of hours into 7 Days to Die, and I'm quite excited to see where 1.0 leads. Now, the 1.0 release is meant to be releasing around about the end of May. They're going to release it on PC first, just to do some stability checks, some fixes, and get most of the main bugs out of the way. Once that has been released, they will see a full 1.0 release on PC in June, and then in July, consoles will be brought up to date with the 1.0 version. Now, that is pretty damn cool. A lot sooner than I thought. We don't have specific dates yet, but when we do get these specific dates, the team will let us know, and I'll cover some more content on it as and when we get more news about the release. Now, there has been a little bit of confusion around previous promises from the FunPimps. And the co-founder, Richard Hunick, has said that there will still be all of those promises kept. Those things will come to the game at later stages with different patches. Alongside their Alpha Exodus video, which is him going over most of the stuff, they also released a roadmap for the future of 7 Days to Die. Now, as you can see, in June we have the 1.0 update, in July the console launch, and then in Q4 of 2024, Storms Brewing, 2025 Q2 we have a new threat, and then Q4 of 2025 we have the road ahead. With this 1.0 launch, this is going to come with loads of awesome things. The character system and armor clothing overhaul, as well as loads of other stuff such as vehicle assets that are being remade, new animals, new gore systems, new zombie variants, new challenge systems, props, decals, loads and loads of cool stuff will come with that 1.0. A lot of things they haven't actually mentioned yet, so I'm excited to see what they do with that and all the awesome stuff that will come with it. I may get more into covering 7 Days to Die. When I first started the channel, I covered it an absolutely monumental amount, and I loved it. I still love the game, still play it every now and again. But then for Q4 of 2024, we have Storms Brewing, which is the weather system and biome progression overhaul, a new wardrobe system, and crossplay and random gen for consoles. And then in 2025, we have a new threat, bandits, UI main menu overhaul, event system, and new quest types. And then finally, for Q4 of 2025, the road ahead, which features a trader overhaul, a story mode, Steam Workshop support, and new quest types. So crossplay is something that is very good. I'm excited to see how and if they do manage to pull that off in the end. I'd love to see crossplay on 7 Days to Die. I'd also like cross-platform progression. I highly doubt that that would happen, but I think if more games had cross-platform progression, a lot of people would be a lot happier. I have many games on Xbox and on PC, but transferring the saves can always be a bit of a pain in the arse, especially if they're not on Game Pass or something like that, so you can't extract the saves. So it can be a pain, and I'd like to be able to go from one to the other relatively freely. And the video does mention that the Legacy Edition Now, if you have purchased the Legacy Edition on consoles, unfortunately that one is being delisted shortly after 1.0 releases. So if you do have that one, you will not be getting the 1.0 update, but they have said they are working closely with Microsoft and Sony to figure out a way to either give a massive discount or some sort of transfer to get the original 7 Days to Die without that Legacy Edition, because that will become redundant when 1.0 releases. And on that note of the 1.0 release, there is massive sales going on all of this week from the 22nd all the way up to the 29th. So I'd highly recommend grabbing the game now. You can get it for all the way up to 75% off. If you get this now, it will stay at this cheap price, but once 1.0 releases, they are upping the price. So I would highly recommend grabbing the game before 1.0 towards the end of June. That way you can get it cheaper, you can get some friends on board, and if you have been umming and ahhing for 10 years, well, what are you doing? Sort it out. Umming and ahhing for 10 years, then this is the best time to get it, because this is the cheapest it's ever going to be. And this sale is only going on from the 22nd to the 29th of April. Now, like I said, there are a lot of sales going on. Normally the game is $18.99, and I'm assuming it will be, I reckon it's going to be around about 30 quid when it goes to full release, maybe even 40. But as mentioned with the sales, it is 76% off, so it's £4.55 on Steam at the moment. And then to get the 7 Days to Die 2-pack, it is £7.19. So I would highly recommend checking it out now before that price increase in just a couple of weeks' time. And finally, the video has stated that with 1.0 releasing and this roadmap that we've seen, that is not the end. The Fun Pimps have said as long as people continue to play the game, they will always continue to update it. Which, why they've gone into 1.0, I think it seems to be a bit of a trend for indie games this year, going over to 1.0. There's been several that have gone over. There's been, Planet Crafter, Night of the Dead, loads and loads of other games that have gone over to 1.0. So, I don't know why games are doing it. I think, obviously, it makes you more money being on 1.0, but then also there's a bit more of a stringent bug fixing issue. All those bugs need to be quashed for a finished game, as especially with a 1.0 price tag, bugs and things are things that people aren't really going to be too much of a fan of. I think in early access you can get away with it a hell of a lot more. I don't mind a couple of bugs playing an early access game, but if I buy a new title that is meant to be finished, even if it is still getting updates, the bugs can get a little bit annoying. But what do you think? Are you excited for the 7 Days to Die 1.0 release? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you play the game? Have you played it at some point in the past? Or will you be picking it up before it launches into 1.0? Let me know in the comments down below. For now though, I've been Wired. If you do want to see some more 7 Days to Die content, drop some likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.